What is up YouTube, Dark Swordsman here. So alongside Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I've already dished out 2 episodes for, I'm also going to start covering Dark Souls 2. Recently I did Dark Souls 1, and after finishing Dark Souls 1 I may have given myself an unintended side effect, which is an urge to play Dark Souls 2. So I figured, well, being as I've got an urge to play Dark Souls 2, and regardless of what I do, I'm going to play through Dark Souls 2 now anyway, I might as well go ahead and record it as I go. And then I can basically turn it into a walkthrough and show you guys where everything is. I'll also show you guys how, well, I'll try to show you guys how to deal with the bosses. There's also a few ways to cheese a few of the bosses as well, which I'm going to show you as well. One of which I've actually learned recently, and it's a pretty dirty move actually from what I saw. But anyway, let's get on into it and let's see how things go. Now, in this Dark Souls game, I tend to use sorcery a bit more than I did in Dark Souls 1. In fact, I didn't really use any sorcery or pyromancy in Dark Souls 1, did I? But in this game, once I've got so far, I do tend to start looking at unlocking a bit of sorcery as well, just because it does help with certain fights.
You will lose everything. Once granted, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, are hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Dry Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. fate of the cursed.
Now, in this Dark Souls game, things are slightly different. Because in this game we have what's called the curse, and basically each time we die, our health bar shrinks. Now, our health bar will only shrink down so far, but it is enough to start causing problems. And I hate to say it, but in this case it does make it a bit of a double-edged sword, because in order to stop us losing any more health bar, in fact you can see my health bar is halfway right now, and the only way to get the rest of that health bar back is by making ourselves human. The problem is, obviously, if we go human, it leaves us open to being invaded. Hence why I sense a bit of a double-edged sword. But we're going to roll with it and we're going to see how we go. So first things first, there's an item just over here. So right now, as you can see, we've literally got nothing right now. No shields, no swords, nothing. I don't think. Let me just double check. Yeah, no, literally empty. All we've got is our armor. We've got a few items here, but so we've got the Stone of Separation, which if we summon someone up and we want them out of our world, we can use that to get rid of them. Let me just get out of the way of these dogs before they try and chomp me a minute. So we've also got Rusted Coin, which temporarily boosts luck. Lose souls and return to the last bonfire used. Don't think we're ever going to be using that, and I don't think I ever have used it. And Bone of Order restores the link to other worlds. Now, there are a few other items to be had in this area that we've just gone past, but first we need to go get our sword. So we're just going to pop in here a second and talk to these crazy old hags.
Seems to be the rats. The face of the curse. It is an undead. An undead has come to play. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you? You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them. Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed. What is your name?
You're going to lose your souls over and over again. Ain't that the truth? I'm just going to go with my PSN name here, just because I can.
It's an energy of you.
Alright, so at this point, like Dark Souls 1, we choose our class and stuff. I'm going to go as a warrior, as I always do, just because it's the class that I'm used to using. I will go with a Seed of a Giant as my gift. I'm not going to bother worrying about changing my appearance or out like that. We're here to do a walkthrough, not to look pretty.
I'm here for the same reason. To break the curse. You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know. Through the door and trot along to the kingdom. Remember, hold on to your souls. They're all to keep you from going harder. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Well, we'll see about that. I have played this game a lot and I do pride myself on being half decent at it now, so I'll be interested to see how far I can actually get this time without dying. Okay, so as you can see, our health bar is now full again. We've been made human. We now have ourselves a sword, which I am going to go and put to good use now. Well, actually, I might be able to dodge around the creature in question. First things first, we're going to grab this, which is a small, smooth and silky, which we can give to Nuzzly the Crow. At least I think the crow is called Nuzzly in this. So we make our way up here. We've got this guy here. Best way to deal with these guys is get behind them. Whoops. Because they'll just keep literally doing that basically. As long as you can stay behind them, they'll literally just keep falling backwards like that. Well, until they pin themselves in the corner like that, we're going to have to just quickly... Oh crap. Let go of me. Ugh. Well, that didn't take long for me to die, did it? But then, to be fair, I was expecting nothing less. That thing is a pain in the bum. And we were using a basic sword, so I'm not really surprised. But I just wanted to demonstrate how to deal with him. Obviously, if you have a better weapon, of course. I mean, it is possible to kill him with the sword we're using, but it does take a very long time. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll just dodge around and grab the item and move on this time. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Where's the item? There it is. Just grab that. And we'll leave him to his own devices. So from this point onwards, I'm now going to see how far I can go without dying. I don't count that first little death because basically it was an intended death, realistically. So like I said, I was expecting to die to him, so I went in with the full intention of pretty much letting him kill me. Now, unlike Dark Souls 1, when you light a bonfire, you don't have to rest at it. Literally, the minute you light that bonfire, that is the next bonfire you will spawn at if you die. Okay, so here we are in all things Bewitched. There are a few trinkets we can grab. Some stuff we won't have access to just yet because we'd need a fragrant branch of yore to get them. And we don't get hold of those until a little bit later. It's a lot easier to get backstabs off in this game as well, I should point out. Which I'll just go ahead and demonstrate. If I can just get behind him. Okay, I can't get the backstab off on him, that's annoying. Let's make our way out through here. There we go. Perfect backstab demonstrated. Just grab this for a dagger. That. Another guy here. And then we can make our way through here into the next area. Oh, you did not just try and shoulder bash me. That's the first one that survived the backstab so far. So we just come up here on the left hand side, get this for a life gem, which also life gems are purchasable later on, and you can get them in infinite amounts as long as you've got the souls to purchase them, which I do recommend doing. So if we go ahead and drop this, and we get a soul of a lost undead as our reward for giving them that. Unfortunately, I have nothing more to give them right now, so we'll go ahead and... Actually, we won't go down that way, scratch that. If we come to about here and then just gently drop down, we can grab another soul of a nameless soldier. And we'll go ahead and drop down here, and we're going to make our way over this side. And we're going to have to do a bit of a run and jump in a moment. Now, I remember the first time I played through this, I screwed up the jump because I went in thinking it was going to be the same buttons as Dark Souls 1 for jumping. But of course, they had changed the jump button and it threw me right off. Just had to do a quick test run there to make sure that I was pressing the right buttons. There we go. Yeah, when I first played through this, I hit the wrong button and went plummeting down because I thought it was still the same buttons as, well, as Dark Souls 1, but it's not. They changed it. You have to use the analog stick to jump in this one, which I thought was really stupid, but that's just my opinion. Whoops. Completely and utterly missed. So we just go through here and open this. We'll grab a cracked red-eye orb, which is used for invading other players, but we're not going to be doing that, because I don't really do PvP unless I really have to, as you probably noticed in Dark Souls 1 when I played through. Right, I believe that concludes everything that we can do for all things Bewitched for now. So with that, we'll head to the tunnel that's at the top here, and we'll go ahead and make our way through. And that brings us through to Manjulia. Now, Manjulia is basically your safe zone, your base camp, your everything basically. This is where you'll be able to do your upgrades, leveling up. You'll have 3 or 4 merchants here eventually as well, because you'll have, there's a merchant in the Forest of the Lost Giants that will be getting here soonish. There's a sorcerer guy that will be here that will be selling sorceries and teaching you sorcery stuff. There will be a guy over near the well over there. There's a merchant inside the house there. There's the cat inside that house to the right. So there's quite a bit to do. Just restore my health bar a second. Okay, so let's go over here and talk to this lady. This is the Emerald Herald. At least I think that's how her name's pronounced. And we get our Estus flask. Now, to get more flasks, we need to find Estus shards. Bring the Estus shards to this lady here, and she will convert them into flasks for us.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me. There are other
She can also level us up as well, which obviously at the moment we're lacking in souls a little bit, but we'll come back to that. Right, how long have I been going for? 24 minutes. So we'll just sort of go through bits and pieces here in Manjulia, and then we'll wrap up this episode. In the next episode we're going to begin the Forest of the Lost Giants, but I'll just explain a few little bits before we go any further. So this guy here is one of the Covenants. He's the Blue Sentinel one, I think. It's been a while. And this thing here can tell you how many deaths there's been worldwide, and as you can see, there's a lot. I believe that's, let me see, by the looks of it, 391,186,358 deaths. Wow, that is a lot of deaths. That's pretty damn bad. Wow, Dark Souls community, we should all hold our heads in shame, including myself. That's pretty atrocious. We have allowed a game to kick the living crud out of us all. Wow. Now, in all fairness, it's to be expected. This game is not for the faint-hearted, and I also would say that if you suffer from gamer's rage quite easily, then for God's sake do not play this game, or any of the other Dark Souls games for that matter, because these games will trigger gamer rage a lot. Now, I do have a touch of gamer rage myself. But obviously I've kept it low key for the YouTube channel's sake, because I don't want my gamer's rage on my YouTube channel. But also I've gotten so used to how Dark Souls works now that I just literally shrug my shoulders at it most of the time now. Now this cat here is the Cat Covenant, which she's also got a few trinkets that we can get.
What did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Creepy cat. So if we just go into here, you can see there's a couple of rings to be had here. So there's the Ring of the Evil Eye, which lets us absorb HP from each foe defeated. This ring is probably the most useful one in her arsenal. It's the Silver Cat Ring, and it reduces damage from falling. Next we've got the Red Eye Ring, which makes you easier to be detected by enemies. Why you would want to be easily detected by enemies is beyond me. The Name Engraved Ring, so for those of you that are wanting to do multiplayer with just friends and are getting sick and tired of being summoned by other people and it just generally peeing you off, equip the Name Engraved Ring, select a god, make sure your friend selects the same one, and only you and your friend should be able to see each other's signs, theoretically. Ring of Whispers, can hear the voices of foes. Now we will be wanting to get that later as well. And that will be made clear as to why later on. So obviously you've got your Homeward Bones here, they return you to your last rested bonfire. The Prism Stones, again you can use it to mark your path ahead. The Alluring Skull will lure certain types of enemies. And the Lloyd's Talisman will block Estus recovery within a limited area. Now obviously the Lloyd's Talisman is more of a PvP weapon. It's obviously used to screw your opponents over. So next up then we've got, oh yeah, we need a key to get in there, don't we? So we can't do that one just yet. We'll come back to that later. Now this guy here is also a merchant, and he has a decent well, he has quite a few decent sets of armor later on. However, in order for those sets to unlock, we have to purchase stuff from him, which we are going to do. Because he's got a couple of shields here actually I wouldn't mind getting hold of. The Twin Great Shield, for instance, and the Silver Eagle Kite Shield could be a good one to start us off as well. And we could probably buy a couple of sets of these arms as well. The more you spend on him, the more stuff you'll unlock. I think you need to spend about 10k on him to unlock everything. Titanite Shard. Okay, so there's the well, which we are going to be going down there at some point, just not right now. That leads down to the Black Gulch and the equivalent of the catacombs, you could say. once we get the key, we'll be able to open this up, and our blacksmith will be sat inside there. Well, one of 2 blacksmiths. I think that pretty much concludes everything here for the moment, possibly. Actually, let us just run up these stairs here, because I do believe I may have missed an item up here because I jumped down. Yes, I did. I think it's a divine blessing. It is a divine blessing. Yeah, because obviously we went over the edge and went down that way to get the items. I mean, it is possible to get to those items from this side if you're skilled enough. You can run and jump up the wall to get up there, but I wouldn't recommend it because you 90% of the time will end up going off the edge. Okay, so where are we at? We are at 31 minutes. That's just enough time to do what I wanted to do. So basically, there are going to be, to start off with, 4 great souls, 1 in each area. So we've got the Iron Key, which is where the do you know what? I cannot remember his name. I think he's called the Iron King. He's a big dragon, pretty nasty fella. And then we've got on Sinner's Rise, we've got it's either the Last Sinner or Lost Sinner. I can never remember whether it's Lost or Last. And then we've got Duke's Dear Fraser, the giant spider. That's in crumbs, what's the name of that area? It's in the cathedral area. And then we've got the Rotten, which is the 4th and final great soul, and he's down in the Black Gulch. Now, I'm going to be going down my normal route, and we need to obtain all 4 of these great souls in order to gain entrance to Dranlet Castle, which is, I don't think we can see it from here actually, if I'm honest, yeah, so I will be going down my normal route. You can either choose to follow my route or you can go down your own route, it's up to you. And I will try my best to show you guys how to deal with all the bosses as we go along. Some of them I do struggle with, I'll admit it, but I have soloed most of the bosses in this game now. There are very few bosses I haven't soloed. So what we're going to do now is we are at 33 minutes. I'm going to use the last 2 minutes of this video, or episode, to just get to the Forest of the Lost Giants, the first bonfire, and then we'll call it quits from there. And the next episode we're going to start working on eliminating the Forest of the Lost Giants. So if we make our way down through here, and if you're wanting to follow along with me, then follow the route that I go, and I'll show you how to get through everything. So we're going to go ahead and just drop down here to get this chest. Now this chest here, once you use a bonfire aesthetic on the first bonfire in this area, you will be able to reset this chest and get 5 human effigies a time. So it's a good human effigy farming spot. However, using a bonfire aesthetic does come with its share of risks. And that is that when you use a bonfire aesthetic, it increases the level of difficulty in the area. I believe 7 is the highest difficulty it will go to, however obviously the bonfire will keep resetting and stuff. That was interesting. There we go. Get up. That takes care of him. Is there any item just there? Or did I imagine that? No, I imagined it. Alright, so here's our first bonfire for this area. And that is pretty much where we're going to leave things today, folks. So thank you very much for watching. As usual, hit that like button, let me know in the comment section if you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye for now. Take care, folks.